Hi everybody, it's Julie Ebersol for Ellen Hutson, and I have a really fun Halloween design for you today. And I'm going to be working with the Memory Box Spider and little tiny shopping bag die. And this bag die is just the cutest thing ever. And I'm going to die cut it out of some dots and stripes pattern paper. This is one of my favorite 6x6 paper collections. I love the colors and I love dots and stripes. I never get tired of them, and they're so versatile. You can use them on pretty much anything and everything. So I die cut my bag, and you can see the little score lines there. Well, you may not be able to see them on camera that well, but there are the faint score lines are right there to guide you. So that makes it really easy to know where to fold all the flaps and put the bag together. So I'm just going to fold those over, and then I will take my bone folder. I like to use a Teflon bone folder because it doesn't leave any shine on the paper when you're creasing things. And a lot of people kind of, well, what's so important about that? But I've tried other bone folders, and then when Ellen gave me one of these Teflon bone folders, at first I didn't believe her that it really made that big of a difference. And then when she gave me one, I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is the bomb. And so I love using it, and I can't hardly make a project without it. So now I'm going to put my bag together, and I'm just going to use this really narrow tape, this Be Creative tape. It's a 1/8 inch width, which makes it very versatile for tiny flaps and things that you're trying to put together. And then I'm also going to use it to put the bag handles on the bag, and I thought it would help make my bag look a lot more realistic. And I'm using this hemp cord that I think is perfect for the bag handles because it has enough body to it that the handles will stand straight up instead of just flopping down. And then we'll get the bag assembled by putting the side flap together first, and then I will go ahead and put the bottom together so that the bag will be dimensional. And it goes together very quickly, so this is a really fun die that you can use to make all kinds of different kinds of bags for your card projects. I just think it is darling. And then I decided my card base would be made from craft. So I'm using Neenah Desert Storm, and I wanted to have a tag background for my focal point. So I'm just going to cut that to size, and I kind of put the bag on there because I wasn't sure what size tag I needed. So this kind of helps me determine the scale and size of my tag by kind of laying my project on there, and then I can get an idea of how long and how wide I need that to be. And then I'll just notch the ends there with my corner chomper that does the angled corners to make the shipping tag effect. And then I die cut a spider from black cardstock, and it didn't quite pop out of the paper after I cut it, so I just used my stylus to kind of finish poking it out of the paper there. And then we'll send it down through the little Xyron chute so I can get adhesive all over it. And here's a little trick for getting rid of those adhesive boogers. That's I know, I probably shouldn't say that, but that's what they are. They're adhesive boogers. And you need to use a stylus to go around the edges, and this will help just make sure that those stray, stringy things of adhesive don't don't hang off the end and cause you any grief. So that's how you can get rid of them. And then we're just going to put a little pop dot there on the back of the spider. And then I can peel him up off that carrier sheet so that I can coat him completely on his front side with some of that awesome Glitter Ritz microfine glitter. This stuff is like awesome because it's shiny and sparkly, and you know it's going to cover everything because it is so super fine that there won't be any gaps. So now that I've got it coated with glitter, I'm just going to kind of burnish that in with my fingertips and then brush off the excess. And then I can go ahead and mount it to my project. So I'm just going to start assembling everything here. And to determine where the bag is going to go, I realized I kind of need to put the spider down first. So I'm just going to go ahead and mount him first and peel off that liner paper off the pop dot and then get him mounted into position. And he's going to hang from the top of the tag. And it's okay that his hand, or the web that he's hanging from isn't completely adhered down yet, but we'll take care of that in a minute. And then I wanted to get the bag into position, so I'm going to add a little bit more Be Creative tape and burnish that to the back, and then I can peel off the liner paper. And I'm going to slip the handles of the bag right under the spider's arms so that it looks like he's hanging on to it. And then I can go ahead and 3D mount the rest of the tag. And I can't remember if I did this step before or not, but what I did was I came in with a tiny quickie glue pen and put some glue just underneath where the web is hanging down on the tag. It looks like I cut that out of the video. I'm not sure why, but I did use a little bit of a glue pen to put underneath his web there so that it would be glued down and secured down and not just, flapping in the wind there. And then I thought it would be really fun because I didn't have a Got Candy stamp to just spell it out with my Tiny Type stickers by Cosmo Cricket. I love these stickers. I use them all the time. I have them in like every color they make. And then I'm just going to finish off the card with a white gel pen. And I actually trimmed down those stickers with my scissors because they were a little bit too wide and I was afraid they wouldn't fit on the back. So I just cut them down a little bit so that they would fit. But isn't that fun? You've got to get this shopping bag die. It is just the cutest thing. And you can use it for birthdays and for Christmas and for all kinds of occasions. So it's a really fun die. Thanks for watching.